Hi everyone, good morning. I figured I'd post a quick video on how to actually create a data connection from UiPath integration service to one of the many AI and machine learning services. In this case, we'll use the Azure OpenAI connector. So if you come in here and just type in Azure, now to sign up for UiPath, there is a free trial for 30 days. There is also a community edition, which is kind of like an NFR version. And so that's what I'm in here. And you can see it comes with all the different tools necessary to be able to play around with the different services. So I'm going to click Microsoft Azure OpenAI. And then you can see here, connect to Microsoft Azure OpenAI. Now, you're going to need a few things here. So you'll notice API key, API resource. So if we go into my Azure service, you're going to see that the resource name, which is here, PIF-Azure OpenAI, you basically can grab that as the service name, or you can simply hit the Explore, and AI Studio is now AI Foundry. And you'll see here now under Home, you'll see here's the resource configuration name. So we're going to take that and we're going to put that into the resource name. And then we're going to come in and grab our API keys. So you see here you can grab either API key. So we're going to copy that and paste that in here and hit connect. And that should give us the connection. So now if we go in and we look at our connections, you can see here on January 17th, we created that connection. Okay, so then what you could do is open Studio and to be able to call to that connection. So let's just say, and you could use Autopilot, which is their kind of auto generation tool, or you can open up existing automations, which I'm going to do. So you'll see here, I have one where it monitors an Outlook email and then pulls PDF attachments. And then what I'm going to do is then send it to Azure OpenAI for document analysis, passing in, something like a string of text. So we can click on any one of these add buttons. So you can see it's in the for loop here. I click this little plus sign, and then all of the different integrations come up. So for instance, if I do Azure Open AI, you could see each one comes up. If app OpenAI, and then you can see here Microsoft. So we can do these are all the predefined functions that come in. So for instance, if I wanted to do generate text completion, which is essentially the same thing as uploading a document and extracting text, we can enable that. And you'll see we then select the connection that we previously used. Okay, so you can see all the different connections here. So this was the one we just created. And then we can enable the model. Now, the key part about this is that you got to use the same model that was set up in your particular deployment. So on Azure OpenAI, you click Deployments, and then you'll see here I have a deployed model. In this case, it's the GPT-4o mini model. You can see that here. So they want, you'll see in the dropdown, I'm going to copy this deployment name, but if you see in the dropdown, you're going to see all the different models that are available from that service that you can see. Now I can override that. In my particular case, I don't want to use the predefined model, so I can actually use and type in and override that setting. Now the last thing I need to do is what's the prompt. So what is the invoice number, for instance. Now, you can phrase it in a question, or you could just put invoice number if we were monitoring for an invoice. In this particular case, if it was a contract and I wanted to find the landlord email, as was my prior automation example video, we can just put in what is landlord email or landlord email, and it will then run that particular process. And then this then outputs, as you'll see here, essentially the data into these variables. But you also notice in the properties or options, When you're setting up Azure OpenAI, there's a number of temperature settings and limits in terms of tokens and also content filtering. So all of these things that you see here are also available to be set in the API call directly from UiPath. Hopefully you guys found some value out of how to add additional AI and machine learning components into a UiPath orchestration workflow. Thank you. Please subscribe and like for more.